Hello, and welcome to another episode of Just Jesus. Today's episode is taken from Matthew chapter 9, beginning in verse 35, where Matthew records that Jesus went throughout all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues and proclaiming the gospel of the kingdom and healing every disease and every affliction. When he saw the crowds, he had compassion for them because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. Well, if that's not a pretty good description of a whole lot of people that you see today, here, at least here in the United States of America, and probably around the world as well, I don't know what is. We are so busy, we are stretched so thin. There are there are millions of people who are suffering economic hardship for various reasons. They're having a hard time making ends meet financially. They are wondering if they're going to be able to eat, not where it's going to come from, but if they're going to be able to eat at all. Are they going to be able to pay all of their bills? They're having to choose between feeding their family or paying the electric bill or some other bill. And there are just so many people that are harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. And when Jesus saw the crowds, and when he saw them in this way, Matthew says he had compassion for them. And he turns to his disciples, and he says to his disciples, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. When Jesus saw the crowds who were harassed and helpless, what he saw was an opportunity. What he saw was an opportunity to give people hope. What he saw was an opportunity to help people. And so he turns to his disciples, and instead of throwing up his hands in despair and saying, "This world is just a mess. I don't know what in the world we can do about it. Let's just take care of ourselves." No, 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 no. He turns to his disciples and he says, the harvest is plentiful, but we need laborers who are willing to go out and to pick the harvest. And so he says, therefore, pray earnestly to the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest. I'm sure we all know people who are harassed and feel helpless and feel like there's no hope. We don't have to walk very far down our street to find a neighbor who is feeling this way. And of all the people, God's people should be the ones who are filled with hope because we know what the answer is. The answer is in Jesus Christ. The answer is in a basic, fundamental, joyful relationship with the God who created us and who loved us enough to send his son to die for us. That's where the hope lies. That's where the answer is. And we don't have to look far to find folks who are harassed and helpless. And we are the ones that God has called to be the laborers, to go out and to pick the harvest, if you will. Yes, this country is a mess. This world is a mess. There are a lot of things that are wrong out there. And instead of throwing up our hands in despair and simply saying, well, I'm just one person, what in the world can I do? Or even if you get a group of Christians together, it's sometimes overwhelming to say, well, there's just 20 or 30 of us. What can we do against these overwhelming odds? Well, what Jesus says you could do is he said you can go out and pick the harvest. The harvest is plentiful. Pray for laborers. Well, I hope you'll think about that. And I hope you'll go out and be the salt and the light that God has called us to be. And I pray that you'll have a great day.